Hello, welcome to Dale's DIY. Today is an exciting day. We have got a giveaway, a car giveaway that we're going to do. And I want to explain this to you. I bought this 1966 Mustang 7 years ago and put a lot of miles on it and really enjoyed it, rebuilt the drivetrain, and was kind of starting to do some body work and realized, you know, probably not going to finish it exactly the way the next person, the lucky winner of this giveaway, would want it done. So I'm just going to go ahead and give it away the way it is and let him finish it. I thought you might be interested in some of the build list and what we got here. So let's kind of walk around the car. On the back end, I got a rear axle out of a 19, I believe it was a 1996 Ford Explorer. It's the 31 spline disc brakes. Now, these things fit, but they don't really fit because you have to use a little bit different wheel because they're wide enough that you have to use a little bit different wheel to slide it under there. If I had it to do over again, I would get one axle off of the passenger side, narrow it up, and that axle off the passenger side is pretty cheap, and you could just narrow one side before you weld on your spring purchase for your leaf springs, and then just slide it under there. It'd fit a lot better. It has got Eaton custom three-link leaf springs. They're designed for the 15-inch wheel for the 302. Got an inch more lift than the stock. The stock Mustangs, they set them down in the back so they look like they was taking off fast. Well, I don't like that look. So anyway, a little bit, got an inch lift on the springs, and you can see fits the wheel well pretty good. Now, as we come around, had to put resonators on the back because the tailpipes, next time I probably would think about dumping them out in back of the back tire, because if you bring these full-length Flowmaster, the Flowmaster pieces fit amazing, but there's this horrible resonance at road speed, and so I ended up putting fiberglass resonators, glass packs in there as resonators. Had to make them fit. I'm not exactly thrilled with the way it's working, but anyway, word to the wise, I think I just dump them out behind the rear tires next time because that resonance drive you crazy and make you go deaf. So let's come on around here. Got a little bit more body work to do, and the difference between a 1965 and 66 is the 66 has these longer fins here. So people that know what they're doing will try to impress you by calling out the year. Well, it's just as simple as looking at that. You can see the interior here a little bit. Got the turquoise interior, all original covers and everything except the driver's seat has been redone. Got a tachometer in there. Got some gauges on the dash. I homemade that 6 ball. I used a 6 ball because it's turquoise like the interior. Homemade the shifter. It's a racing shifter off eBay and made the shift lever. Now let's get over here to the part where everybody's interested. Second off on that, that's a T5 5-speed, which works out super good, along with this engine build. Now, you might think I'm crazy, you might think I'm lying. I have actually made 33 miles a gallon with this once. I've made 31 miles a gallon with this several times. The build is just right. And so with that 8.8 more efficient rear end, the 5-speed overdrive, of course, drops the engine RPM range. With the overlap and duration and the lobe center of the cam, it just matches perfect. And if you're on the road, this is just driving a 2-lane highway that I've made 33. So, and I did it with a double pumper. People say you can't get mileage out of a double pumper. Well, guess what? You can if you get everything right. So let's talk about the engine. The engine's kind of a fun piece. It's a regular 302 block. Bored it, decked it, used torque home plates on it. 600 double pumper Holley. Got the bigger accelerator pump in it because you got this big old manifold. The bigger the manifold, the bigger the accelerator pumps. You don't have dead spots. And then you change out your accelerator squirters. I got these little ones with tubes on them. The tube shoots gas a little bit more direct into there. And so I've got everything set up just right for this motor. Edelbrock air gap manifold. It's got better air distribution pattern. Plus it matches the cam well. They got these covers, valve covers off of eBay. They work really good. They're a solid plate of aluminum, and they're not warped, and they attach real well. Pertronix ignition coil with the adapter piece on the inside replacing the points, and what that is I'm trying to think of the name of that right quick. Oh, I'll get back to you in a second because I just spaced off on it. But what it does, it's Hall effect, the Hall effect. And that what a coil works by how fast you drop the voltage. The faster you drop the voltage, the hotter the spark. And don't buy into this great big hot spark stuff. You get you a Hall effect, ignition module, get your Pertronix coil that matches it so you don't burn it up, and wire it properly, and you'll have the hottest spark you ever need, and it will last, and it's affordable. So I can get a super hot spark out of this Hall effect. Then we have inside here, we got Crane Gold 1.6 roller rockers, because with the cam and the piston and valve clearance, that's the biggest I can get. I've got a custom ground Oregon cam, number 722 on 108-degree lobe centers. And it's a real nice little cam, 222,050, and it's running, well, let's look here. I've got it all written down. It's running about 492 on intake, 512 on exhaust, because that's what will fit with the SRP pistons. And I've got the SRP forged lightweight pistons, and they got the 1/16 inch ring package, so it's light, there's not much engine drag. And then I set it up with King engine bearings. You know, if you know me, you know I really like the King bearings. Standard Ford oil pump, you don't need nothing special. It works good, takes it all the way up into the high RPM ranges, doesn't lose any oil pressure. It's bored, it's balanced, it's blueprinted, and it works out great. Canton oil pan with the windage tray. Now, if you're going to run a flat tappet pan, do not put a windage tray in, because you're going to have trouble with your lifters going flat. They have got to have the mist flowing around inside the engine for a flat tappet cam. You're going to get yourself in trouble with the windage tray if you do that. So save yourself trouble. Got a racing harmonic balancer on there, PRW. Got it from Ford Strokers. I got the timing kit from Ford Strokers. Good stuff there. Headers are JBA headers, stainless steel headers, stainless steel exhaust, 2.5 inch all the way out. Got a Chevy, only Chevy piece on here. The Chevy single wire alternators, they're easy. Just drill them out to 7/16. They'll bolt right in. And then of course I love the Johnson Controls Optima red top batteries. They're awesome. Giffen radiator electronic fan, and I put the Willwood front disc brakes on it so it stops real good. So let's put the air cleaner back on, and we'll let you hear what this rascal sounds like. With that first gear, it's a 315 first gear on this particular T5, and by the way, I've got a good ram clutch in it that works super well. And so, and I homemade the own drive shaft, shortened it up, TIG welded it together, and it turned out real well. No balance problems whatsoever. And so anyway, I lost track of where I was at and where I was going with all that.
Start it up.
Start it up. Yes. Take a listen. And there you have it. Pretty slick old ride, low miles on the motor, less than 7,000 miles on the motor. It has got more power than you can stick to the ground. I'm guessing it's in the neighborhood of 360, 370 horsepower, because overall the build is extremely close to one that they dynoed out on the Trick Flow dyno with the Trick Flow cam and EFI intake and heads. Got the same heads on here. We smoothed out the ports and the pockets a little bit, and it is extremely healthy. It is really quick in a light car, so it's a lot of fun. So I don't know how Joel wants to do this, but Joel on Fat Bass's TV, he's ready for those keys.
Thanks, Dad. Sucker.